Back to my channel, it's Christy here to do the weekly reading for the sign of Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you don't know your Moon and Rising sign, Gemini, there's a link in the description box to learn your whole birth chart. And that way, for additional information for the week, you can always check out your Moon and Rising sign readings on top of your Sun sign reading today. So this is for Gemini for the week of August 22nd to August 29th. We are using the Wisdom of the Oracle Tarot for a 3-card spread today. We'll be looking at a central issue, an outside influence or cause, and a probable outcome, and then using the bottom of the deck for general energy for the week. And as always, drawing additional message cards from the Healing with the Angels Tarot and the Medicine card Tarot. So this is a general reading. Whatever is most prominent in your life this week, I encourage you to apply these messages to. Whatever you don't find appealing or doesn't make sense, you can disregard, and whatever is helpful, please use to your advantage. So what does Gemini need to know? Whoa. Well, let's get one more jumper here. Okay. Gemini. Wowzers. Okay. Let's get a general snapshot in terms of what's going on here regarding all 4 cards, and then we'll look at them one by one, beginning with general energy. So, first thing that I'm noticing is that there are a couple of clouds this week. This isn't going to be necessarily an easy week for you, but I do think that it is a week where you can finally decide what you're going to do or what you're going to get rid of. I think this is decision time, Gemini. This is what it's saying here. There could be a feeling of a dark cloud. Like I said, there could be a feeling of impending doom. I don't think this is going to be week long necessarily, but I do think this feeling is going to keep reappearing unless it's confronted. So I really feel like something needs to be confronted this week. And yeah. Okay, so let's begin with overall energy for the week is blessed. So there is some externalized 10th house energy here. There is an opportunity for exaltation. There's an opportunity for ascension here. For some reason, I feel like you're letting yourself feel down or stay down or avoid confronting something that deserves and requires your attention. Again, it's a general reading, so I don't know if this is about work or travel or a romance or family or a past issue that you hold internally to you, but something is creating a little bit of a cloud here, and it does require confrontation, Gemini, and not like a brutal or an aggressive confrontation. That's not what I mean, but something really needs to be situated this week because it is causing a cloud in your life, and I don't think that anyone deserves to have dark clouds follow them around, and you're probably tired of it, right? It probably weighs you down or makes you feel heavy. So maybe this is the week to get to the bottom of it. So we have ascension colors, as you know, here. And like I said, 10th house energy. We're looking at structure. We're looking at time, time constraints, calendars, years, cycles. We're looking at the bones or the structure of an issue. And we're also looking at status, the way that we appear to the world, the way that we relate to the world. And it could also mean business. In and of itself, it could mean a career or a business or job or prospects in that area. And it could have something to do with that in particular, okay? Fair enough. But if not, this is probably going to feel or act a little bit emotional or even psychological this week. But regardless, even if this is business or emotional or anything in between, something does need to be addressed this week, or it's going to feel like a little bit of an Eeyore, a little bit of a cloud. Let's look at the central position. This represents you this week, Gemini, and this is time to go. Something needs to be dropped, let go of, put away. But once and for all, right? Not put away so that you can pull it out and use it at your convenience the next time, or put on a shelf so you can draw upon it when times get hard, or to bring up in an argument or to bring up because you find it soothing. Whatever is going on this week needs to be put away for good. But I insist, the only way to do this, and I mean intentionally, right? Like when I say ascension color, I mean rising above it, rising above something that previously put you down, let you down, brings you down, etc. Anything in that vein. If you can ascend that, that means you've obliterated it. You've faced it and you've either obliterated it or made peace with it. And you're finally able to put it away. It no longer haunts you. It no longer follows you around. This is what you're being asked to do this week, my dear Gemini. You need to walk away from something. You need to let something go for the best reasons, right? This is the other thing. I don't think you need to let something go in order for it to keep happening or to causing harm or to cause harm. There is a term, you've probably heard it. It's as old as time, and it's hate the sin, not the sinner. This is another way to maybe frame the week this week. Maybe it's time to let the sin, the problem go. And you don't have to make room for that in your life. But maybe you do need to make room for that person who is ready to say sorry. Or is willing to take responsibility for their part in what's going on here, okay? If that's the case, sincerely, Gemini, if someone else is reaching out or willing to do their part this week in pursuit of letting something go permanently, of rising above something, okay, maybe it's time to meet them in the middle and put something that could be considered maybe petty, whether it comes from you or them, all right? When I say petty, it matters not whose hands that's in. But maybe it's time to let that go and rise above it and put it away. Because here is what is going on around this current issue. This is the influence or the cause, and this is feeling orphaned. This is a really incredibly lonely feeling. And if someone is putting you in this position, don't let them. Don't let them put you in this position. This is dark and lonely and sad, right? There's a sadness here. And if you're, for whatever reason, living here in this space and someone else has led you to this place, or you feel like you've been drawn to this place, and you're like doubling up on it and you're beating yourself up while you're there, you need to stop doing this. Alternatively, if you're projecting this, or if you're being met in the middle and it's the same energy, you're projecting this energy, they're projecting this energy, and then this is just growing on itself. Both people or both parties or both groups are going to feel really resentful. And I'm asking that you don't, and the cards, right? The message this week is to stop making room for this darkness or cloud or fault finding, or however you can keep, or however this is manifested over and over, where you're feeling let down and resentful and orphaned and sad, or they are, the other person or group of people, right? This is a really sad place to be. And that's what the situation says is going on this week. So maybe it's time to just wipe your hands of it altogether. Maybe have some faith in yourself that you can face this and make the decision that needs to be made for the health of both people or parties here, because a fork in the road is your probable outcome. And no joke, Gemini, you really need to make a decision on this. You're pulled in a lot of different directions, and I'm going to suggest that you're taking the easy way out this week. That comes with no judgment. It's human nature, right? We all take the easy way out. We all say, whether that is, I'm the victim here, or they caused the problem, or I can't get through to them, or whatever justification is being made around this. I mean it. No judgment. This is not a judgment reading. However, if those cards are being played, or if those are the messages that are being emitted when this is being brought up, that's a delay tactic. You're delaying something that needs to be addressed, and you need to make a decision, and here it is. Your theme for the week, Gemini, is to decide on that fork in the road. Which way are you going to go with this? How long are you going to tolerate this? How long are you going to put up with it? How long are you going to play that card? How long are you going to avoid it? Right? So we're just looking at ongoing avoidance, feeling sad and cloudy, maybe playing a blame game. Maybe the blame game is being played against you. Maybe you're being met in the middle when it comes to the blame game. Fair enough. But there is a situation here that needs to be let go of 100%. 100% here. And it's up to you. You could be distracting yourself away from this, and it's miring this situation in cement. Like it's turning into a cemented situation. It's not helping. If time is elapsing here over a sensitive issue and you're not making a stand or taking a stand on it, it's going to become permanent, and that decision or that environment will become permanent. And it may not be to everyone's best interest, and it may leave you feeling pretty lonely or that you're missing out on something. Also, another theme in the fork in the road card, of course, is the owl. There's a little barn owl here, so there is a psychic energy. There is a connection. There's a psychic connection here. If it's family, friend, anything in between. But the psychic connection is really important, and don't think that you are separate from it, right? A lot of times we think we suffer or we celebrate alone, or we suffer alone and we celebrate with people, with groups. You know, you cry alone. But you can really connect with someone else this week. Like I said, they might even be feeling down about this, or orphaned, or confused, or sad about it as you are. And it's important to get to the bottom of this. This is really just going to keep showing up. That's what I'm seeing here. All right, so I'm just looking for another jumper from this deck here to just give some additional information for the reading. All right, and we have balance. This is really important. This is also the card of Libra if we're looking at the Rider-Waite Tarot. The traditional Tarot is balance. So there could be a Libra involved, or Libran characteristics, which of course is fairness. This is about the scales, right? The scales of justice. And you could feel justified. Like I said, I did use the word justified earlier here. You could very well be justified. If that's the case, leave it all. Walk away from it. You have nothing but positivity ahead of you. You have nothing, there's nothing left here, and you can walk ahead without regret. On the other hand, to be fair, is there someone else who's suffering like you are? Is there someone else who feels misunderstood like you are? Is there an issue of fairness and balance that's still imbalanced or still not being addressed fairly? So anything having to do with fairness and balance this week, I think that could be the protocol by which you go through this. You really need to situate this for yourself too, right? Let's be fair about that as well, Gemini. You really need to situate how you feel about this and what you're going to do with it for yourself before you apply it with anyone else, or before you take your attitude about it to somebody else. So just remember to call upon issues of balance, or look at issues of fairness and being just this week. Balance, on the other hand, could be, of course, between the mind and the heart. If you're overthinking something, really inject some heart into it. And on the other hand, if you're way too emotional about something this week, maybe inject a little bit of objectivity to the situation and get some clarity around it this week. And Gemini, your final card is the Deer. This is the gentleness card. This is really all about injecting gentleness into the situation. And as I just said here, first and foremost, yourself. It's really difficult to expect other people to be gentle with you or to have them treat you like you're treating them if you're not being gentle in the first place. And you can create the environment by doing this too. For yourself and with others. You can say, I'm going to do this in a gentle way, and I expect you to do that in a gentle way. So really treat yourself here with a lot of compassion. Treat the situation with a lot of compassion. There's clearly someone who's hurting here. And have enough faith and respect for yourself and the other person or parties to really face something head on this week, okay, Gemini? That is your reading. If this makes sense to you, or if it doesn't, let me know how this works out for you this week. I'm always curious. And as always, if you are not already, make sure you subscribe to my channel because I upload videos for your sign every week. Take good care of yourself, Gemini, until we meet each other next time. Bye for now.